Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I'm going to discuss what is the row level security in Power BI and what is the dynamic row level security, how we can achieve that, what is the purpose of row level security in Power BI. This is what we are going to discuss in this video. So here, row level security is implemented by creating a role or by defining a role, and then you have to define the rules that filter the data appropriately for each role. Okay, so how to define a role, where to define a role, that is the again question. So if you come to the Power BI in the report view, there is something called a modeling. So if you go to the modeling, there is something called a manage roles. Okay, so here what you can do is you can create the roles. Okay, so I'll create a role, and any name you can give as per your wishes. Okay, so here I'll say that country. Okay, fine. Country is already used, and let me delete this. Okay, so here let me say don't save because I already created a role called country here, right? So this is fine, and you can create new role also. So I'll say region. Okay, this is fine. So we will do a testing for the region. Okay, so roles we have created, right? Here we what we did is we defined a role, but for that role, how we can define the rules, right? So there are two types of interfaces. Either you can use the drop down interface. Here you can select the column name and then the condition, and then meaning add the value, and then this will be used. Okay, so there is a something called show data if all or any. So if you want to combine all the conditions using and operator, you should use and all. If you want to combine all the conditions, so any number of conditions you can specify here, and if you want to combine all those conditions by the or logical operator, you can use any. Okay, so all will use and operator, any will use or operator. So this is how it's going to work. Let me delete everything. Okay, so if you want to switch to the DAX editor, you can click here on this switch to DAX editor, and here you can write your DAX expression also. So if your DAX expression returns for the true for the any specific row, it will return the data for that row. Okay, so my requirement is that, okay, region is coming from the territory. Okay, so I will come to this and I will say switch. So region is equal to, if I go here and there is something called region, so I'll say territory region is equals to, this is the is equal to operator, and it will check for the value called what and all regions are there. Okay, let me go to the data set, and if I come here, this is my Power BI project data set. Okay, so if I go to the territory, there is a region called Southwest Central region. Okay, France, Canada. Okay, so these are the regions. That is fine. So what I will do is I will say central. Okay, or region by country is there. Okay, I mean country is divided into the multiple regions, right? So you can select any of the column. I selected with the region. So what I will do is I will go for the France. Okay, any value you can use as per your requirement. See if I go, and this is the rule. Okay, so territory is equals to France. Territory region is equal to France. So this should filter the data meaning when user, okay, when user access this report. it should get filtered for the France. But how to add the users now? That is the next question, right? So that may comes in mind, but you cannot add users on the local days. Okay, obviously here you can do what you can do is you can test the data for the region. So what I will do is I will add a region here, region in this group, fine, and sum of sales. So let me, all these tables are in a relationship, so this will work. Then product category I will bring in between. Okay, so by region, by category, we have sum of sales amount. I want to filter this data only for the specific region called France. Okay, so let me remove this. Let's copy this visual. Let's expand and select the bar chart. Okay, so this is how by region wise we are getting the sum of sales divided into the categories, right? So I want to filter this. I want to show this data, right? I want to show this data by a specific role. So what I will do, I will go to this none. I'll select the region. Okay. And if I say okay, so someone who is added to the group of region, meaning who is added to the region role. So they will always see the data for the France region. They will always see the data for the France region. Similarly, it will work based on the country. Okay, so stop viewing. If I go to the manage, if I go to the country, country is also here. Okay, nothing specified in country. What I will do, I will go here and column is called country. Country equals to any specific country I can define. Okay, so I will define United States. Okay, this is the country, meaning if I add this, okay, if I add any user to this role, country role, he will see the only data for the United States. Now here, what I will do, I will say view as and then country, and I'll say okay. So you can see that obviously these are the regions from the United States, but the country is United States only. So how to add? Okay, so what I will do, I will add a country on top of a region, right? So let me now go and select view as. So if I select the country, it will show the data only for the United States country. These are the regions, central, northeast, southeast. These are the regions from the United States country, right? So we have created a role. We have created the rules for the role to view the data, right? So this is what the row level security in Power BI. So this is how you need to implement the row level security. Here, what you can do is you can simply create a role and then define the rules, how it should filter the data for the specific role. And inside a role, you are going to add the users. So users we will add in some time. Meanwhile, we will see what it does. So it defines which data rows are to be visible to the user assigned to each role. Obviously, that's what we are going to see now. Okay, so if I come to the home, if I go and publish this report, I'm going to publish this report on one of the workspace. So this is where I'm going to publish. Okay, so now what I will do, I will open this workspace in my browser. Obviously, I'm publishing the report on Power BI service. And if I go to the demo, okay, so here, this is the report name that I published, RLS demo. Obviously, this is published at 6:17. The timing is, you can see the time and date. And now, if I open, so here you can see that I am able to see all the data. I am able to see all the data. Now, what I will do, I have defined roles, but I have not assigned a user to the specific role. So I will go to the this just you need to click on the three dots before the semantic model, go to the security, and here you can see that these two roles we have created. Right, these two roles we have created by country. Okay, here I'll add the user called Deva. Okay, so there is one user I have created. I have added this user. This is fine. So this user will see a report by country for the United States. This, okay, obviously I'm going to save. Okay, the region will be, I will use the another user called this Pallavi. So I have two different user for two different roles. Now let's go and try login in the Power BI. Okay. So what I will do is before going, I can give the access to the workspace also. So if I go here to the workspace in here, you can see that I can access the, okay, this is, okay, viewer, and I will say add people. So I'm going to add another user as a Deva. Okay. So that they can also view this workspace. Right. So now you can create app, and then even if I go and create the application, then this is fine. Then if I go to the content, one link is there, add link. Okay, I don't want to use the link. So I will say RLS demo I want to add in this, and I will say update app. Even in audiences, obviously I selected entire organization. This is fine. And then if I say update, so this is going to update my app also. Okay. So if I go to the another browser and okay, so apps.powerbi.com. This is what the okay, fine. So here this is the external user, this is a different domain. Okay, I'm going to sign out from this, and then again I will log in with the our users. Okay, so if I say apps.powerbi.com, so the username is, you need to enter the email ID, whatever the work email ID. This is not going to work with the personal email ID. And enter the password for it. It might ask to approve the request as per your authentication method. Just approve this request from your application or by using OTP and all. Then you will be signing here. The workspace which I shared is demo, right? So I selected demo. Here, this RLS demo report is, see, obviously, the user I added as a viewer, so they will not have access to the semantic model. So they will directly go and view the report. So here you can see that by default, okay, the data got filtered for the France. Data got filtered for the France. If I go to this, okay, if I go to this, my workspace and this security option. So here you can see that Pallavi has access to the region. Region is equal to France. We have used in our report, right? So in my report, if I go to the modeling and manage roles and then region, and here the filter is there. Okay, so you can see the filter icon on this specific table. So this is equal to France. So data is getting filtered when I logged in with the specific user. So data is getting filtered for the France, right? So this is the best to achieve the data security and data integration. Okay, data integrity. So next is if I log in with the another user. Okay, let me select this, and if I log in with the another user now. So we saw region based. Now we will test for the country based. So Deva has access to the specific country, that United States. So how it is getting worked? Okay, so if I access this report, you can see that the entire data is got filtered for the United States country. If I go here and for the in the country role, so obviously country role is getting filtered for the United States. So this is working perfectly for me. I can say that. Okay, so we have tested our row level security using different logins, right? So now let's come to the point. Here, what we did is we saw the row level security working with the workspaces. Now, if I go to the apps, whatever the apps I have created, okay, I copied the link while updating the app. So here you can see that if I click on this, or if I open the okay, the problem is that new report is not showing here. So let me go, and what I will do is, okay, I will unpublish the app first, and then I'll recreate the app, and then I will use. Okay, so again, create app. This is fine. App name is demo. Then this is created for the, let's say, test RLS, test row level security, and then I will add content. So here you can select the content. Okay, so I'll select this one. I don't need other reports. If you want to select, you can select any number of reports. Then I'll say next audience. I will say entire organization, and then I will say publish. Okay, so this report has row level security. I will go to this, and I'll paste this new link. Now this should work. Okay, so here user is Pulse. It should show the data for the France region. Right. So this is showing me the data for the France region. Okay. Here, if I go, here my user logged in is as a Deva. So if I paste the same link here, what it shows. So based on the user logged in, we are able to filter the rows, right? Using the row level security. This is the purpose of row level security in Power BI. So here it is getting filtered based on the country. Now, right, so how to define and everything we have seen here. I make a note of all these things here, and how to test it. We saw the how we create the role, how we test it, right? And what are the steps we need to follow. Okay, so what is the consideration for row level security? So obviously it works with the imported data in Power BI as well as direct query connection. So if your data, or if your storage mode is import mode or direct query mode, it will work. So it is not going to work with the live connection. So dynamic data masking, obviously in some scenario, what you can do is you can use the row level security. So obviously dynamic row level security, we are going to see how it works. Then security layer. Okay, so whatever the security already available at the data source level is this row level security is not going to affect that. It implement security both at the data source and report level for the comprehensive security strategy. Performance impact, how it impacts, obviously, RLS can impact the report performance, especially with the complex rules and large data sets. Obviously, it takes time to show the reports and monitor and optimize the performance of report with the row level security applied. Okay. And next point is governance and compliance. So you need to ensure the your implementation of row level security align with the organization data governance and compliance policy. So what it does is it is a way to show the data to the specific user, or we can say it is a way uh, to filter the data for the specific user based on the roles, right? And whatever the rules we have defined for that role. Okay. So now next point is, let's say we have to achieve the dynamic row level security. What I want to here, the problem is that what I did is I specified. Okay, if I come here, I specified United States manually. I don't want to do this. Okay, I don't want to do this. See, for every I cannot go and create the same country role for the multiple countries, right? So country one, country two kind of roles I cannot. Meaning I don't want to do this. So to achieve the dynamic row level security, what we will do is I will remove this everything, and here I have a data for the roles. Okay, let's say this is my email ID, and this is my username, and this is my role. Role is based on the country. Okay, so I will say I'll just copy this. What I will do is I will save this, and I need to add one more table that is called role. So obviously I'm going to enter the data. So go to the home. Here is the enter data option. So here I can paste that data. Okay, and headers, everything is correct. Okay, that is fine. Then I will give the name to the table as a roles, and then let me say edit. I just want to change the sequence. That's it. Okay, so I want this column as a first column. Okay, so country and the respective email addresses, meaning the principal names I stored here in this table. So when the user with this Deva logged in, it should see the data for the United States. Okay, when user with this Brahma Bajute logged in, obviously it should see the data for the Australia country. If user logged in with the pulse at the rate webchamp, so it should see the data for the Canada. Okay, and this is my desktop user principal name. So my current role, meaning it should show the data when I'm on desktop. It should show the data for the France country when I implement the dynamic row level security. What I did, I loaded the data. New file I have loaded here. This is fine, right? So here, if I go to the modeling once again, if I say manage role, and let me delete this, and then I will say dynamic RLS. This is the role. Okay. So here we have a roles. Okay. On the roles, what I will do, I will use email, but I want to use the function that is equals to user. Okay. So user. So this is the text value. So this is not going to work. So I will use DAX editor, and here let not only the emails. I will say roles of emails is equals to user principal name, or what you can do is username. Okay, so any of the function both will give the same result. Username also returns the email ID of the user who has logged in, and user principal name also returns the same. Okay, so if I save this, this is going to work. But how? So far, we have not created any relationship between these two, right? So territory and roles table has the common uh, column called country. So roles is again depends. So here one to many or many to one. I use and then I'll say one. Okay. So done. So our relationship is so here what it will happen when user login, it will try to check the condition based on the email. If the email is matching, it will return the uh, it will pass the filter to this country. Based on the country, filter will be passed to this sales data, and based on the sales data, our visuals are created. So this is how it is going to work. So now let me publish. This is what you need to do is you need to add the one Excel file. Okay, I have directly copied this and pasted as an manually entry of the data, but you can create Excel and you can load that Excel. That is even going to work. So now I'm going to publish this. I'll say save and it will publish obviously your workspace. You can select the different workspace or the same workspace. Now, okay, if I say demo. So now what I will do is I'm not going to do anything. Okay, let me publish. Already we have created app. The same report is already there in app. But yes, so there are changes in our we have added a new role and also what we need to do is we need to update the app. Okay, before that, I need to go to that specific role into the security. And obviously in this, what we need to do is we need to add the users to whom it should apply, right? So I'll say these two users I have added. Now, when I log in using these two users credentials, how it works, you will see. Because in my file, they were should see the data for the United States. Pulse should see the data for the Canada, right? So now here, if I come and okay, let me update the app. So far, I have not updated the app. And okay, so here is update app. So let me say update. Okay, immediately it will get updated. Let me copy this link and then say close. Okay. So now, if I copy this link and paste here, user is, you can see Pulse. So what data for which country it should see the data? So she should see the data for the Canada country. And if I go to this, okay. So you can see that the data is getting filtered for the Canada country only, right? Canada country region for Canada region is Canada only. That's why. Now, if I go to the user called Deva, okay, and let me paste. Okay, the link for the app is not changed. Even I can do the refresh, but I still pasted the link. Here you can see that Deva user can see the details for the United States country. Right, entire data set is getting filtered for the specific country, whatever the country I specified here in this table. Okay, now let me make some changes to verify more. Okay, so I will add I will change the role of change the role of any user. Okay, so either Deva or either Pulse I will change and let me say this. Okay, and here okay, Australia, instead of Australia I will say Germany. Okay, Germany. Okay, Germany. I just wanted to see the spelling. If the spelling is wrong, in that case, you will not see the result. Right. So here, data got updated. Right. Now again, I would like to publish this report. So I will go and publish. So from here also you can publish. If you click on the home tab, there is option to publish. Select the workspace and say okay. It will not take much time. You need to refresh because it is already exist. And again, okay, why this is taking long? Fine. So here, if I refresh, now what I will do is I will say update app. Close. Okay. So here I already logged in with the user called Deva. So let me try this. Okay, so for Deva, we have not changed anything. So it is showing me for the United States. But now here you can, even without refreshing internally, when apps get updated, automatically it refreshed for the Germany country, right? The user is, you can see here, user is Pallavi, right? So this is how role level security, dynamic role level security works in Power BI. So what is enhanced row level security? Okay, enhanced row level security. So the options, whatever the options we have seen here, if I go to the modeling and then you are able to see the one kind of interface here, right? Filtering data. This is what enabled through this. So what you need to do is you need to go to these options and option inside the option. So there is an option meaning in preview feature. Okay, if you go to the preview features, there is a option to enhance the row level security. Okay, so let me see that option might be changed. Enhance public. Okay, Power BI. Lots of new features added. And preview feature. Okay, that now that is not in preview, maybe in the security. Adding no. Okay, somewhere there is option. So in here I can see that after the field parameter enhance row level security editor. Okay, so that earlier that was in the preview feature. So you had to enable this, but now that is added. So that is not in the preview feature. So that is default. So you cannot disable this, but yes, you can switch to the DAX editor. So earlier this view was there, and if you want to switch to the default editor, so you might need to, meaning you need to go to the preview feature, and then from there you need to enable that. So now you don't need to do anything, right? So this is how row level security works in Power BI. I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. And please do not forget to subscribe WebChamp and share the videos with the people who are looking to learn the Power BI. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.